Hello, this is Mr. Stansbury. I'm going to take you through the notes on equations in factored form. Okay, at the end of this, you should be able to say, I can solve for a variable if the equation is in factored form. Okay, so first thing, factored form of an equation is when one side of the equation is fully factorized and the other side equals 0. Okay, so the null factor law states that if a product of two or more numbers is 0, then at least one of the two numbers must be 0. So either this has to equal 0 or that has to equal 0 if we're multiplying two numbers to get to equal to 0. That's why we want to, up here for the factored form, we want to set one side equal to 0. That's the easiest way to solve this thing for now. Okay, so on this here, x plus 2 times x minus 3, this is fully factorized. So again, if this times this has to equal 0, either x plus 2 has to equal 0 or x minus 3 has to equal 0. Okay, so if we solve that for 0, subtract 2, x equals negative 2, or add 3 to both sides, x equals 3. If we put negative 2 in here, negative 2 plus 2 is 0, and 0 times anything will give us 0. Or if we put 3 in here, we've got 3 plus 2 is 5, and then 3 minus 3 is 0. So 0 times anything, again, will end up giving us 0. So x equals negative 2 or 3 would be our answers for this here. Okay, let's take a look at some examples here. All right, example 5. Solve for x using the null factor law. So we have this here, and again, it's nice because these are actually already factored for us. So either this has to equal 0 or this has to equal 0. So we say 4 times 4x, how does that equal 0? And we also do x plus 7. How does that equal 0? Well, 4 times, this is just going to simply be divide both sides by 4, and x equals 0. Or let's see, we subtract 7 here from both sides, and we get x equals negative 7. So x can equal 0 or negative 7. Both of those would work for this one. Okay, and on this one here, we actually have 3 different ways to get this to equal to 0. So that's when x equals 0, when x minus 4 equals 0, and when 3x plus 5 equals 0. Okay, so x equals 0, nothing to do with that one. Let's see, on this one, add 4 to both sides, and we get x equals 4. So there's that one. And then this one here, subtract 5 from both sides. 3x equals negative 5. Divide both sides by 3, and x is negative 5 thirds. So our 3 different answers for that would be when x equals 0, 4, or negative 5 thirds. Those would be our 3 different possible answers for this one here. Okay? All right, that's all there is for equations in factored form. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask in class. Thanks.